In today's video, we are going to be making this snowy scene in an upcycled frame from a charity shop. It's going to be super quick, super easy and super cheap to make, and you only need a few bits to do it. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink and let's get on with the video. Okay guys, so I'm in my comfies today, the hair is scraped back and we're just going to get straight into it. For this craft, you are going to want a deep set box frame. So I picked this up from my local charity store. As you can see, this was £2. You can get box frames from IKEA. They're dead cheap though as well if you can't find one in a charity store, and they're probably just as cheap in IKEA. This actually has no back on it and I think that's meant to be the front, but we're going to use that as the back in this one. Then you're also going to want a glue gun. You're going to want some paint if you want to paint the outside of the frame. This is a bit grotty, so I just want to freshen it up a little bit. I've got some little snowflake embellishments from the range. I've got some little wire fairy lights, some cotton wool pads, some fake snow from the range for £1, and then I've just got these little thistlebush trees to make our snowy winterscape. You can literally do whatever you want in here. If you have like Father Christmas little figurines, if you have snowmen, gingerbread men, you can make it how you want. I'm thinking a snowy winter hillside with a few twinkling lights in it. I have the vision in mind, so fingers crossed it works how I want it. I think what the first thing I'm going to do is paint the frame. So I was thinking like a dark emeraldy green. I think that'll look quite nice and will like really like match the trees once I get that in. But first things first, this is really dusty, so I'm just going to wash it down, obviously just because it was from the charity shop, and I'm going to just peel these labels off to make sure there's no sticky residue. So I'll do that and then we'll come straight back to paint. Okay, so I've dusted it all off, freshened up the glass, and it's actually come up really nice as the glass. It's not got many marks on it. Now, so I don't get any paint on that, I'm just going to go round the inner part of the frame where I'm going to paint. So it's mainly going to be on this side because I'm not going to bother painting the inside of the frame walls. And I'm going to go in with some masking tape. This is just to protect it. It's like if you were painting around plug sockets in a house, just to stop it going on the glass. So I'm just taking it as close up to the edge as possible so no paint can seep through. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to mix the green and the black because I don't have an emerald coloured green paint. And I've also just got this scrap paper that I'm painting on, and I'm just going to start mixing my desired colour. I want a little bit of black and then a good amount of green. Don't get too heavy-handed with your black. You could even add some glitter to this for like a bit of an iridescent effect as well. Oh, it's given, what is it, a Felder? Is that the name from Wicked? I only know Glinda. It's so bad. Is it bad, guys? I've never seen Wicked. We are actually going to the cinema to watch it, but I have no idea what the story is otherwise, which may come as a shock to some people, but to be honest, musicals have never really been my thing. Now, I will say, make sure you make more paint than you think you're going to need, because if you run out and you end up making a different shade of green, you're going to notice. So always make more than you think. If you've got a really shiny photo frame, I'd probably suggest sanding it down as well, just to make sure that it's going to actually stick to the frame. Okay, and then once you've got the desired colour, just start painting. Once it is painted, leave it to dry, and then we can start coming back, peeling the tape off, and then we're going to make the snowy scene in it. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go wash my brushes and then we'll be ready to do the snow scene. Okay, so my frame has dried, so I can take off the masking tape now. So hopefully, because it is just masking tape, it should peel off quite easy and shouldn't leave any marks, touch wood. Okay, then once you've done that, we can start building our snow scene inside. So like I said, for this you're going to want some ripped up cotton pads, or if you've got some cotton balls, that'll probably be better to use. Some little bristle trees, some fake snow, again I got this from the works, a glue gun, and then these cute little snowflakes I think will sit quite nicely on the front of the glass, and I got these from the range for £1. And again, you don't have to do a tree scene, you can do whatever you want. You could even paint like the outside in like a pinky colour and do like a gingerbread scape inside. I'm just going to open these snowflakes. These are so cute. I'm going to see how this is going to look and how I want this to work, because I want some height for some of the trees to sit almost like they're on a little mountain, and then some of them I can just stick to this bottom. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is get some PVA glue. I'm going to paint the bottom of my frame with some PVA glue and stick some of this onto it. Just give it a bit of a shake because I don't know whether it's out of date. A little bit of liquid just came out. That's better. Don't be afraid if you get some on the glass because it's okay if it sticks to it. It's just going to add to that snow look. Now this is probably going to go absolutely everywhere. I'm just going to pinch a few little flakes and just sprinkle it on the bottom. And then I'm just going to press it down with my fingers and just sprinkle it to the other side. I've lined that inner edge with my little snowflakes. That's looking quite cute. And then what I'll do is kind of plan how I want it to look for my mountains. So I'm going to go in with some of my cotton wool. I'm going to face the frame towards me so I can see what it looks like. And I'm just going to start gently placing it in to see how I want it to look. Okay, so I've got my two little mounds, but because the cotton wool looks slightly different to the fake snow, the outline of the mounds, I'm just going to paint on the inside of the glass with some PVA glue and stick some more of these snowflake bits to it. So I'll take out my little one first, just a tiny bit of glue, and I'm just going to sprinkle those on. And then I'm going to do the same for the big one. I've got my little mounds like that. So to make it fill it in a little bit, I'm going to go in with my cotton wool. So this is where I'm actually going to use my glue gun. And then what I'm going to do is place the cotton wool behind those snowy mounds just to fill it out a bit and add a bit of depth to it. And then what I think I'm going to do is place these snowflakes on the front of the glass, so it adds like a nice little effect there. So I'll spread those out once I've got all my trees and my base in. And then once the glue gun's heated up, I'm just going to go in and the glue gun needs to heat up a bit more. So I've sprinkled some of this fake snow onto my cotton wool as well. And then I'm going to put some hot glue gun at the base, and then I'm just going to stick it on. Now, if you've not seen all my other super easy Christmas crafts, I will make sure to link my Christmas craft playlist in the description box down below. And I'll link my most recent video that I've crafted up here. They're all super easy, budget friendly, and great for beginners as well. This is my first time doing everything, so you don't have to be an expert at crafting. Because, like I always say, you don't have to spend a lot to get some lovely looking decorations. Okay, so I've put a good amount of glue at the bottom. I'm going to get my little mountain of snow. I'm just going to sit that onto the glue. And then as you're doing it, just check how it looks from the front, like that. And then I'm going to do the same for my second mountain. So cover it in your snowflakes. Really try fluffing it up. Glue gun in the base of your frame. And then go in with your little mountain. Okay, so as you can see, we've now got the mountains in, so that's the base. So the next thing I want to go in is with some different trees. I think I'm going to do, now this isn't going to look very realistic because my tree is taller than my mountains, but hey ho. I think I'll place one there. It'd be great if you can get some different size trees. I just have one size and some different colours, but that's fine. Now before I glue these, I'm just going to strategically place and see how they look. I probably want one there, that one there, maybe one there, like that. I've got my 3 trees laid out, so what I'm going to do is lay the frame on its front. It's completely dried, so you're fine to do that. I'm going to get my glue gun. I really need an extension cord for my glue gun because no matter where I place myself, it's never long enough. So put that in there. I'm going to start with this one that's at the bottom, put a little glue dot on the base of it. Just going to go and stick that in and then check the front, happy with that. Then I'm going to go in with my next tree. Now this has got a bit of snow on it, which is quite cute. And I'm going to place that in the middle. Again, a bit of glue on the base. So you can start seeing this come to life, guys. You've got to bear with it with some of these crafts because it might not look like anything to begin with, but once you're finished, it just looks So cute and effective. I might even have it on my wall here. Right, one last tree. Oh, no, I'm going to do another 2 trees. Probably like, okay, hopefully you guys can see the vision. So that is what it is currently looking like. I'm going to go in now with a bit of card behind the trees just to seal them in place so they don't move. So I've just got this black card, so I'm just going to cut off a strip. You don't want it too high, it just needs to seal in the bases. And make sure it's not longer than your frame. And then I'm going to put some hot glue on the base of the frame, like here and here, just to secure it in place so that cotton wool and the trees don't move. So I'm just going to stick it on like that and press it down to secure it in place. Okay, so we've got that. The next thing I'm going to want to do is start looking where I can put these little snowflakes. So I'm just going to start by laying it down, getting the little snowflakes and positioning them on where I think that they're going to look cute. Then once I've done that, I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of hot glue so it doesn't show out at the other side. And I'm just going to put a dot in the middle and then press it onto my glass just to secure it in place. You only want the tiniest dot of hot glue because otherwise if you press it, you're going to be able to see it coming through the sides of the snowflakes. So that is what the snowflakes look like on it. I'll obviously show you this up close. And then the final touch, guys, which I think is just going to really make this like really just stand out and pop, is going to be a lovely little feature piece on your wall then. And that is going to be adding some lights to it. So I have these little bottle lights and I'm not sure how this is going to work yet. So we'll see if the vision is going to come to life. Now these are just the lights that are on really fine copper wires. I think the best way to do this, if I wanted the lights in it, is to go side to side and pin some hot glue as I'm going.